From Neural Newscast, this is Deep Dive, exploring the moments that shape today.
Welcome to Deep Dive. I am Vanessa Calderon. It is May 21st, and we are looking at a day that saw one man fly across an ocean alone and change how we see the world forever.
And I'm Frederick Moore. That man was Charles Lindbergh. In 1927, the world was holding its breath as he aimed for a prize that many thought was a suicide mission. But before we get into the cockpit, we have a diverse trio of birthdays to celebrate, spanning from the Renaissance to the golden age of hip-hop.
It is quite the mix today. We have got art history, heavy hitters, and a very literal hammer attack on a masterpiece. But let's start with the man of the hour, Charles Lindbergh.
On this day in 1927, Lindbergh touched down at Le Bourget Field in Paris. He had been in the air for 33 and a half hours, flying solo and nonstop from New York in the spirit of St. Louis. No radio, no parachute, just a man and a single-engine plane over the Atlantic.
The sheer guts that took is wild, Frederick. He was only 25 years old. He went from being a relatively unknown male pilot to the most famous person on the planet the second those wheels hit the ground in France.
The reception was unprecedented. An estimated 150,000 people stormed the airfield to catch a glimpse of him. It wasn't just about the distance. It was the proof that the Atlantic could be bridged by air, paving the way for the commercial flights we take for granted today.
It is crazy to think about how much that flight shrunk the world. One day you are in New York, the next you are in Paris, even if it took him over 30 hours to get there. It is the ultimate level up for global travel.
And that level of fame followed him for the rest of his life, for better and for worse. But long before Lindbergh was navigating by the stars, our first birthday boy was capturing the world with incredible precision on paper.
You are talking about Albrecht Dürer. He was born back in 1471. If you have ever seen a really detailed old woodcut or engraving of a rhinoceros or a knight, there is a good chance it is a Dürer. He was the superstar of the Northern Renaissance.
He truly was. Dürer revolutionized printmaking, turning it into a high art form. His technical skill was so high that he could create texture and light using nothing but fine lines. He was also a pioneer in self-portraiture, documenting his own life and appearance with an almost modern sense of self-awareness.
While we are on the subject of big personalities, we have to talk about Mr. T, born in 1952. Frederick, I know you have a soft spot for the 80s icons. Oh, absolutely. Who doesn't love the mohawk and the stacks of gold chains? He became a household name as B.A. Baracus on the A-Team, but he really brought that tough guy with a heart of gold energy to everything he did. He even went up against Rocky Balboa in Rocky III.
He originated the phrase, "I pity the fool," which has lived on far longer than the shows themselves. He was a master of branding before we even used that term, using his unique look and voice to create a character that was instantly recognizable across the globe.
And speaking of legends with massive influence, today would have been the birthday of the Notorious B.I.G, born Christopher Wallace in 1972. Even though his life was tragically cut short, Biggie basically defined the sound of East Coast hip-hop in the 90s.
His flow was effortless. He had this ability to tell complex, gritty stories about life in Brooklyn with a laid-back delivery that felt incredibly rhythmic and sophisticated. Critics often point to him as one of the greatest lyricists to ever pick up a microphone.
Frederick, his impact on the music industry is still felt today. You can hear his DNA in almost every major rapper that came after him. He was a storyteller at heart, much like our investigative friend here.
Well, the stories I tell don't usually rhyme, but they can be just as shocking. While Biggie was just a baby in 1972, the art world was reeling from a bizarre event at the Vatican.
This is the fact of the day, and it is a wild one. On May 21st, 1972, a man walked into St. Peter's Basilica and attacked Michelangelo's Pietà with a sledgehammer.
His name was Laszlo Toth. He was a geologist who jumped over the altar railing and began striking the marble statue while shouting, "I am Jesus Christ, risen from the dead." He managed to land 15 blows before he was tackled.
It is horrifying to think about. He took off Mary's arm at the elbow and even chipped her nose and eyelid. The restoration was a massive undertaking, but thankfully, they were able to repair it using the original fragments and a secret glue. The Pietà is now behind bulletproof glass because of that day. It serves as a reminder that even the most beautiful creations are fragile when faced with chaos. From the heights of the Atlantic sky to the floors of St. Peter's, May 21st certainly doesn't lack for drama. I am Vanessa Calderon.
And I'm Frederick Moore. Deep Dive is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. Explore history every day on Neural Newscast at deepdive.neuralnewscast.com. We will see you tomorrow.
This has been Deep Dive on Neural Newscast, exploring the moments that shape today.